welcome back to Cheap and Green. Our town recently opened a new thrift store, a value village, which in the United States might be called Savers because they're part of the same corporation. So I was really excited to try out Value Village and see what kinds of wonderful things they had. As you know, I'm a big thrifter, and now that I have the antique booth, I also need to thrift to fill that booth. So I'm looking for specific vintage and antique items that are in perfect condition and that would appeal to the kinds of people that come to the booth. So, and I have to be really careful about prices because the markup at the booth is not very high. And so it's important that I really watch that bottom line. Because the new Value Village was in the old Target space, the store was very clean, very bright. And I also noticed that it was really well organized. The housewares are collected all in one area and they're sorted by, I guess category. So everything looked really nice and it was a nice place to shop. The one thing that I wasn't impressed with Value Village was the prices. The prices were pretty high. I was actually really surprised at how expensive the things were marked as. And there didn't seem to be a lot of rhyme or reason for why things were as expensive as they were. And a lot of the things you could honestly buy retail for about the same price. The first thing I noticed was a white cabbage-shaped soup tureen. Now I am a fan of vegetable-shaped dishes. I really like them. I don't really know why, but I just really like them. And this was a particularly nice one. It had a plate that went under it. It had a lid. It was in really good condition. It was missing the spoon though, because usually they come with a spoon, but okay, not a big deal. But when I checked the price, it was $11.99. That's actually pretty high for me for something that is, that they got for free. It is secondhand. I would have expected it to be about half that. So I was a bit taken aback by that one. The second thing that caught my eye was a really pretty pink teacup. I don't buy a lot of teacups, but this one really was quite special, I thought. Now when I checked the bottom, the name wasn't one that I particularly recognized, but I thought, okay, fine, that's, as long as it's beautiful, it's fine, right? But then I checked the price. It was $12.99 for a teacup. Now I can't sell it for that. I couldn't sell a teacup that wasn't a name like Royal Dalton or something like that for $13. It just simply wouldn't sell. So that was really, really high. As you may know, my daughter Maya is quite crazy for all things bird. So whenever I'm thrifting, I keep an eye out for, bird-shaped things or bird-themed things that I think she might like. And I saw this cardinal box. It was in the seasonal section. And I thought it was quite pretty. The price wasn't too bad, $6. That's not terrible. Again, I know at Goodwill it probably would have been about $3, so it was a little high, but not too terrible a deal. The other bird item I found was a statue on a wooden base of a robin. It was quite well done. It was really pretty, and again it was priced at $5.99, so that was actually not a bad deal. It was in good shape, no chips that I could see, so really quite pretty. $5.99 seems to be a pretty popular price at Value Village because I also found this vintage pink cornucopia. I'm thinking 50s or 60s. Pretty nice size for a vase or just attractive. You could use it like in a bathroom, something like that. And it was in good condition, so not a terrible price for that one. I also spotted another vase that looked to me like it was Blue Mountain pottery. But when I started looking at it, I didn't find the Blue Mountain Pottery stamp on it. So I didn't end up getting it because I wasn't 100% sure. And it was marked $4.99. I saw a vintage decanter and glasses set, which I thought was very beautiful. But I didn't realize until after that the decanter was marked $4.99, but the glasses were $5.99. So they weren't actually marked together as a set. They were marked individually. So that really wasn't a good price. The last thing I found that I thought was really, really neat was this decorative sort of chaise lounge with a little mirror. It was in perfect condition. It was really interesting looking. I thought it was quite cool and it really caught my eye. But at almost $25, it was just so expensive for thrifted. Again, we have to remember that there is no cost to them for these goods. These are all donated goods. So it was really priced out of my range anyway. So the prices at Value Village really got me thinking about why they were so expensive compared to Goodwill or other thrift shops. So I did a little bit of research, and it turns out Value Village is actually not a charity. It is a for-profit corporation. Value Village is owned by Savers in the United States, and they're both owned by a big multinational corporation. They have investors. So these investors need to get dividends, and obviously they have a corporate structure, and these people all need to be paid. But their goal is to actually make money. Now they do donate, they say. I wasn't able to find out a whole lot of information about who they donate to or how much of their profits are donated. But I think it is really important to know that their corporate structure is for profit, not charity. So of course Goodwill is my other big go-to thrift store, and it's really quite huge, but it is a not-for-profit. So it is taxed accordingly. Their mandate is to help people find work. That's people who are, in dire circumstances of poverty, also people with disabilities and learning disabilities, and try and teach them skills so that they can get jobs. The next big one when you're thinking about thrifting has got to be the Salvation Army. Now, obviously, they're incredibly well known across North America and into parts of Europe as well. And they're a religious organization. They are a charity, but they're based on the Methodist Church. So there have been a lot of controversy with how they treat the LGBTQ community and have refused services in the past to these people. There's been some things said. In Canada, you are not allowed to refuse services like that, especially if you want to keep your charitable designation. But I think it's important to know who you're giving your money to and who you're supporting, even when you're thrifting. I'm going to link a bunch of articles in the comment box below so you guys can read them and make your own decisions. And by all means, Google this stuff and do your own research. Make informed decisions. One of the things I think is really important is voting with our dollars. How we spend our money, our hard-earned money, really matters and really sends a message. So, even with thrifting, I think it's important to know who you're giving your money to. And if this stuff's really important to you, it might be better to seek out just a local shop that does thrifting. So you're helping a family. Maybe you're helping them with piano lessons or, hockey games or something. But you're helping an individual family rather than a great big faceless corporation. Thanks for joining me today on Cheap and Green. I really appreciate you spending this time with me. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Am I supposed to be talking now?